Good evening and bloody welcome to Summer Night Murder Mystery, the ABC Murders, episode 9. In the previous episode, we we took a closer look on the most recent murder victim, whose name is Clark. And then we questioned a man. Well, maybe not questioned, but we talked to him at least. And when he went away, we snooped around in this living room, and we managed to solve a pretty easy puzzle that was in this bookcase. And I just realized that the cabinet here is opened, so it is pretty obvious that we have snooped around here. But yeah, anyway, we are about to question this lady over here, so let's do that. Maybe we could take a look at her first.
She appears to be very flustered.
It looks like she has been crying.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colours.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Ask if he gave her gifts. Ask if she was embarrassed to be at the service of an elderly man. Or ask what her relationship was with her employer. Let's go with this one.
Did you have a good relationship with your employer?
He treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Ask where she was at the time of the crime, or ask for her version of the facts. Let's go with this one.
What were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Ask what she thinks about Franklin. Ask the reasons for her aversion to Franklin. Ask if she is in a relationship with Franklin. So she is still cold. Or her behavior is cold. I'm gonna go with this one.
Why do you hate Franklin Clark?
But why would I hate him?
Miss Gray, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Well, I don't
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Okay, I didn't realize that he was going to ask her why she hated him. If I had knew that, then I would have gone with another
Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
With another thing to say. So yeah, the murderer was waiting for the murder victim, or Franklin Clark, or no, not Franklin. Was it Franklin? No, Franklin was his brother, isn't it? Anyway, wait, because he passed the bush.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
Admire Carmichael. It's too soon to attack. I'm gonna go with the admire because I want to find out what that results to.
Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Oh, okay. So I thought that the murderer was admiring the murder victim, but it was the murder victim that was admiring the view. Attack from the left or attack from the right? I think attack from the right, but I'm not sure.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side.
Oh,
he approaches silently over the grass.
And then cut his throat.
Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the A.B.C. before leaving.
It wasn't
Everything appears to match the crime scene, Monsieur Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
That wasn't exactly what I thought would happen when I inspected the crime scene, but apparently that is what happened. Oh, that shady guy have blood on his shirt.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Is that the killer?
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
It appears so.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
You just obtained a modifiable object. To use it, select the object in your inventory and click on the icon. It is only available if a modification is possible. Okay. That pencil there. I am reading on the top of the screen about what the trophies and ego points and whatever that I got. Okay, so we have guests here from the previous murder places or crime scenes. My objective is to observe everybody. I think that we saw who the murderer was before in that cutscene, and I think that is somewhat of a shame that we have already seen who the murderer is, if that is the murderer, but judging by his bloody clothes and the knife and the A.B.C. that was on the table, it appears that that guy is the murderer. And I do believe that we saw him in the very first episode as well, in a cutscene. What does it say here? Thora Grey is one of the suspects. Sir Carmichael Clark's assistant. She's an orphan. She cares for Lady Clark and she regularly administers her morphine. Alice Ashley, that was the victim. Suspect. Franklin Clark is also a suspect. He is Sir Carmichael Clark's younger brother. He didn't know his brother to have any enemies, and he has feelings for Thora Grey. He's about 40 years old. How old is Thora? She's 27. Donald Fraser is a suspect as well. He's about 30 years old and he lives in Bexhill. He is Betty Barnett's fiancé. He has no alibi for the evening of the murder. He was jealous and had a quick temper. He likes White Horse whiskey. Nancy Bowley was a witness. Miss Marion was a witness. Mary Drover was a witness. Megan Barnard was a witness. Franz Asher was a witness. And there are the victims. Okay, let's do what we are set to do, which is to observe them. I'm gonna start from left and go to the right.
Donald is always on edge.
The phone is ringing.
Leave me alone.
Well, I'm just gonna take a look on you first. So he got dark circles around his eyes. He
Leave me alone.
cut himself when he was shaving.
Donald
And he
Fraser
has
is very
tense
nervous
hands.
at the moment, even if he's trying hard to control himself.
So let's take a look on whatever her name is.
She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time.
So she is looking at Donald. She have a necklace. And
She's looking at
earrings.
Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye. Did she make herself beautiful for him?
Out of the corner of her eye, she's staring right at him. Moving on.
Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. Something that's unique to people who travel. Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is.
There are two things
Something
that
that's
I
unique
can
to
look
people who
at
travel.
here, but I don't know what that is. Maybe it's Hastings.
I hope to concentrate on my guests.
Oh, okay. And let's take a look at these two ladies here.
The song says, "Sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden." I'm
Sweden!
not sure that this blonde is an angel. Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's what the song says. I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victims here in order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Ask Megan the reason for this meeting, or tell Megan not to be in such a hurry. Well, tell Megan to not be in such a hurry.
Megan, dear girl, please be patient.
Mr. Poirot, how dare you address me by my first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with B.
Must we go into that?
Agree that the subject creates a feeling of discomfort, or tell Donald to get a grip on himself. Let's go with this one.
No, of course, not if it makes you uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
It's true. We've to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard, did your sister say she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Urge Megan or ask Megan why Betty didn't say anything. Let's go with this one.
Why would she hide the fact from you?
Betty knew I didn't approve of her behavior. Her flirting was spoiling any chance she might have had.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you talk about with your sister?
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it. but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang well, but that doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Qui sait? In any case, we now have enough information to draw up a relatively precise psychological profile. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Is the killer clever? Yeah, I would guess so. Letter signed A.B.C. announcing the Andover murder. Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold. The killer is methodical and prepares his crime meticulously. He never forgets to leave his intriguing signature behind. I think that I will go with that one, but just for the sake of it, I'm gonna read the rest as well. Without the A.B.C, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser, but by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure that he is accused. In a way that is very generous of him. The man seduced Betty before taking her to the beach where he strangled her. A passenger timetable, maybe the murderer likes trains. Indeed, let us look again at this murder if you please. You will see that the murderer carried it out to perfection. I'm gonna go with what is, I think it was this one. No, I think it's this one. I'm gonna go with it. Nope. Is the killer sure of himself? Maybe this one? Nope. Maybe this one. Is the killer a seducer? Yes, he is. Does the killer like trains? Maybe. Is the killer impulsive? Probably not. Nope, that was the wrong one. I think it's this. Is the killer generous?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error that our adversary is calculative, sure of himself, a seducer, of outstanding intelligence, that he has plenty of self-control, and that he likes railways. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's just that...
Push Mary so that she helps. Ask Mary what is bothering her, or point out that she's short of money for the train. I'm gonna go with the polite version.
Is something bothering you, Mary?
Well, Mr. Poirot, you see, I don't know if I can come to London just like that.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Mr. Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back to Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
But of course, I shall come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meeting was most fruitful.
Really?
Hastings, I believe now we have everything we need to find a common point between the victims. Now it is time for us to use our grey matter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Let's do that again then. What do the victims have in common? That is a really good question, because I don't see anything that they have in common. Apart from the ladders. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. No, the body was still warm. Betty had a photo of her and Donald. The first victim was called Asher. Mrs. Asher took a cough medicine. Mrs. Asher had a violent husband. Donald was a violent man. Betty had problems with her voice. Sir Carmichael Clark was a famous retired doctor. And Sir Carmichael Clark was close to Thora Gray. Maybe the alternative that I put here, the first victim was called Asher, isn't... No, that isn't something that they have in common, so I'm gonna replace that with something else. Well, Sir Carmichael Clark was a famous retired doctor. Betty had problems with her voice. Perhaps. Mrs. Asher took cough medicine, so maybe they are somehow related because of their well, if they were sick, then they went to a doctor, and maybe that doctor is a murderer. Let's see here. Betty had problems with her voice, so maybe she contacted the doctor. Sir Carmichael Clark was a famous retired doctor. Maybe he was a co-worker to the murderer. And Mrs. Asher took a cough medicine. Maybe her doctor was the murderer as well. Let's go with this theory. Okay.
The first two victims suffered from bad throat, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer look at the medical records of Dr. Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case A.B.C sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish. Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom on the first floor. Please excuse me, I cannot stay for the interview. I've to take Miss Gray to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
Ask if Thora is going on holiday, or ask if Thora is leaving her job. She have a suitcase there. Let's go with this one.
Are you going on holiday, mademoiselle?
Not exactly, Mr. Poirot.
Miss Gray very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs, but naturally she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
So, what is the current objective? Oops.
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's just to, yeah, go and find Lady Clark in her bedroom. Thora Grey is a suspect. Sir Carmichael Clark's assistant. She's an orphan. She cares for Lady Clark and she regularly administers her morphine. She's sensitive to Franklin Clark's charm. Okay then. Let's look in the mirror. And I gained 3 ego points.
It is not the right time.
Nope. So it isn't time to snoop around. I think that I should head upstairs. And there she is. She's quivering.
This poor woman is very ill.
She looks dying. Her eyes is dazed. She have clenched fists. And she's shaking.
Please tell the nurse to hurry. Please.
There are
This woman is
painkillers
suffering.
there.
She is in no state to have a conversation.
Maybe I can give her painkillers. Nope.
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer.
Okay. There is something on the ground there, but let's see if we can speak to her.
Mr. Poirot?
My respects, madame.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Have you seen the nurse? She should have been here by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
The telephone in the hall is ringing.
I don't think that she can get it, so maybe I should go down and get it then.
The Clark residence. Detective Hercule Poirot speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Poirot? I'm Lady Clark's nurse. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to come for her injection today. Might Miss Grey be able to do it?
She has just left, but I will take care of it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You'll find the skeleton key to open the medicine cabinet hidden in the lion trophy.
You can count on me. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Okay. Find the skeleton key. That is kinda weird that the nurse just hands over her work like that to a complete stranger. Oh, there it is.
Here
That
is
was
the
easy.
skeleton key.
So there is something else that I can do here, is it?
April 1925, Aceh province, Sumatra.
So that's when the lion was killed.
Lady Clark is in pain. I have to give her an injection of morphine to ease her suffering.
Where is that? Is it in here? No? Maybe I should head upstairs and see if the cabinet is here. Maybe it's this one here. Yeah, I think this is her medicine.
Lady Clark is in pain. I have to give her an injection of morphine to ease her suffering.
Yep.
It's closed.
I haven't done anything with that pen yet. Let's open the drawer there. But before I do that though, I think that it is actually time to end this episode here. So that will have to wait until the next episode. So until then, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. I mean, have a good night.